This episode is brought to you by our patron supporters. Today's patron of the day is choosing to remain anonymous. Patrons get the show always ad-free and access to the extended episode with bonus content. If you don't want to miss all of that, go to patreon.com/calltheline. That's patreon.com/calltheline.
And honestly, as a little bit of a confession here, we usually try to make sure that the bonus content isn't something that we feel needs to be out distributed massively. Like we want to give you guys the news and not keep anything from you that's important in the bonus content. But last show, I'm pretty sure like kind of the best part of the news stuff happened in the bonus show.
I know.
But we weren't going to change anything. So, you know, but you got the important stuff, but the better important stuff was in the bonus show.
Yeah.
So, you know, patreon.com/calltheline. Maybe you don't want to be missing that. And all of the other perks that you get for being there. Okay, well, let's do the thing now. Okay. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday the 13th. Spooky. It is February the 13th, Friday the February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, the day that we all in the lead up go, this is so dumb. Like, I don't agree with this. This is not a thing that should be. But then when Valentine's Day comes, you're like, but I'm not going to be the asshole who doesn't tip just because tipping's bad.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I feel like that's so the thing every time where it's like, I have full recognition of how dumb this holiday is. But I'm going to get my girl some strawberries with chocolate and pecan bits, which is what I did.
Ooh, yum. That sounds good. I think it's also
H-E-B's got like an assortment of chocolate cover or like strawberry with coverings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry I interrupted with your flow. You were going to say something, but I want to stay. But I already introduced the so I'm just going to get through.
Stay.
Tell me whether or not you would do some of these. Okay. Strawberry chocolate Oreo crumbs.
Yum.
Strawberry chocolate peanuts.
Yum.
Yeah.
I'm not so hot on
that's
peanuts,
a PBJ,
but sure.
With chocolate. Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm trying to remember.
I'm scared.
There was a couple others. Almond slivers.
Sure.
Obviously the pecan.
Sure.
That's the best one, I think.
Delicious. Yeah.
Yeah. Strawberry chocolate mini M&Ms.
Ooh.
Crunch.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Strawberry, some
I'm
kind
scared.
of cream. Maybe I think it's just like a cream or maybe like a white chocolate, something sticky to hold it on. Nerds. First of all, that's for Kevin.
That's 100% so Kevin coded, unfortunately.
And they have them at H-E-B right now.
That would
nerd-covered strawberries.
That would make my whole stomach hurt so bad.
Do you want me to like take a picture? I think we have to go later. If they have them, I'll take a picture and send, and maybe the ingredients, and you can figure out what the dip is. So you could just make like not for you, for him, because isn't that like fully up his lane?
He loves.
Haven't
nerds.
you told me from time to time like the way I am marrying a man
loves
who
candy.
Eats nerds?
Yeah, loves.
I feel you
candy.
brought up nerds specifically.
Yes, he likes nerds clusters.
Yeah,
where it's
like
a gummy. They are really good, and they're so satisfying to eat. But in general, he has a raging sugar addiction, which is why the Coke is such a thing for him.
You're like, those nerd clusters are a great once a year, maybe twice a year treat, and he's sitting there going like, right, but literally. I was thinking about 4 times this week.
Well, and here's the thing, because he doesn't drink, he's never drank, he's never smoked. He's never done drugs, he's never there's a lot about him that is healthy that he feels like it cancels out the amount of sugar that he takes in.
No, but that's not actually how it works at all.
It's
in fact,
not how that works.
If you don't get cancer from it, and I understand that's a big if.
Sure.
Specifically on the cancer side, if you are lucky enough to not get cancer from smoking, which technically most people are, but a higher number of people, technically smoking's better for you than that much sugar.
Really? I believe it, actually.
If you take cancer off the table. Sugar is, I mean, at this point, I know that they not jokingly, but kind of like, what is it? Not even, maybe satirically call dementia type 3 diabetes. That it's like such a common thing. Yeah. That basically your sugar intake and your health surrounding your sugar intake when you're younger is very indicative of dementia if you're older.
Wow.
And there's a lot of stuff like that. But I love sugar too. And like, I don't really get to have it in very many forms now. Ironically,
Yeah.
that resin I drink has sugar in it.
Oh, wow.
I can only imagine what it would taste like without. Also, I had to go out of my way to get this version of it because the other ones have like sweeteners, which fuck me up, make me feel sick. But then I, 2 years ago when I was having some hydration and kidney issues with the basically part of everything going on, I was like, oh, I'm not getting hydrated. So I started drinking I started adding these packets. It's why I now drink only salt water because the artificial sweeteners that they put into the like lemon thing packets that you add that are for hydration, stevia and stuff, they were making my kidneys so much worse and I got
Oh,
really
shit.
sick. But the doctor was like, you're already here with sick stuff, so it's probably just whatever. And then I finally get to a urologist. He's like, you were passing kidney stones, and somehow they didn't like catch that. They didn't realize that's what you were going through. And he was like, yeah,
That's
also
crazy.
you're drinking these artificial like sweetener stuff, that could be the problem. And I stopped taking them and like immediately certain symptoms went away and I never had I shouldn't say I never had any of but like it changed a lot quickly. It changed a lot quickly. At one
Wow.
point it was crazy the way like they would get my kidneys like really overactive and crazy. Um and I would have to pee, like, I would get up to pee like 7, 8 times a night. That's how often I was having to pee. Yeah. But then here was the weirdest
So,
thing. I
yeah.
was having to once to twice stop. I'm gonna get very R-rated here, people. Little, uh, when the like pressure and activation of my bladder during sex, which it's like men have a mechanism in there that kind of like, even if you need to pee, it becomes very difficult to pee and it kind of deprioritizes it unless you really have to pee. And I was like, literally, I was like having to stop having sex to go
Really?
pee, sometimes twice
Yeah, that's
during
so
it.
unusual.
Yeah.
Really
It was
unusual.
very unusual. It was very strange
Mm.
and unpleasant. It's not pleasant to pee through an erection, guys.
Mm.
It's not pleasant.
I feel like a lot of the times you have to, like,
Strain.
kind of wait. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, usually if you just have to pee, you're like, well, this one's just going to feel funny. Like you're
Yeah.
like, but you can confidently know you're not going to pee. But like sometimes like in the lead up, you're like, oh no, am I going to pee in them? But then like you don't. And it's funny. There's all kinds of fun things. Maybe we'll talk about it in the bonus show. But anyway, I also have a tremendous headache today. So anybody who's watching on video, if you're wondering why it's such a dark, I've only put on, in fact, I think I'd like to kill one. I've only put on 3 of my lights. Weirdly, any of the lights that hit my right eye I can do the head-on lights better than I can do the ones that are angled into the side of my right eye. So
Yeah.
I'm
Ugh.
I'm
That's
going a
so
little dark
annoying.
today. I'm having a rough day. Having a rough one, and I have to drink my resin soon, and that's not the most awesome experience. And
No. I'm sorry.
anyway, we obviously are going to talk about Pam Bondi, but I feel like we want to talk about other
Yeah.
stuff first. But is there other stuff?
News-related
What's on
stuff?
your mind? No, let's
Okay.
just go with something on your mind. What you got anything on your mind?
Yes, because I was having and I was waiting for my point of entry. I was having a
Yes.
whole discussion with I have a friend who's
My
staying
whole
with me right
life.
now. I have a friend who's staying with me right now, and I'm a big, like, Reddit scroller, as we know, and I saw on Reddit in, like, r/ask Reddit, it was like, what is something that men do or women do that men don't really think about? And we were having, like, a whole discussion about this. Like, the one that I think I resonated with the most was like emptying the bathroom trash can because women have so many more like products that we're throwing away and whatever. And like, so I guess men don't really think about that much that like we were like emptying, or I know, which was so random, but the
I
one that
don't
I
know
think
that feels too much. That feels like somebody's mad their husband never
yeah,
does it. Because for
the,
us, it's like every Tuesday
yeah.
is the night before trash day.
Hmm.
Now, my partner came with a cat. And my contribution was I spent way too much money on a special
Sure.
kitty litter device. So I never have to change the litter. And so the
Hmm.
deal is I did that and she changes the drawer. And all it is pulls out the bag, but I would gag and throw up if I had to do that. Like,
Yeah.
so That's like the one that's exclusive to her, but otherwise on Tuesday we just grab all the trash in the house and put it in a bag. So I'm emptying trash cans in the bathroom all the time.
So our trash pickup is I've never seen this before. We're in an apartment building. It's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Isn't that crazy?
Sure. Yeah. No, that's normal for apartment complexes though.
I never like I guess when
it's like
I lived
a dumpster-based thing.
Yeah, like when I lived in New York, I guess I just never really I wasn't really paying attention. And then I lived in I rented a house here in LA and then I lived in the suburbs for a little bit. So I don't know, I never thought about
Is
it.
it
But
like
anyways,
trash concierge where you leave the can out of your door, or is it
no, I
you put it
wish. No, we have
somewhere?
to walk
Okay.
to the dumpster.
Oh, okay.
But so the other one that we were talking about with that Reddit question is how we have to like plan certain outfits and stuff based on where we're at in our cycle. Like
Yeah.
if I'm going on vacation, I'm looking to see like where am I at in my cycle because that's going
Wait,
to
where
great.
was this?
This was on Reddit. It was r/ask Reddit.
Okay.
Um,
We'll pull
but
one up.
but yeah, like if I'm going in to if we're going to like Hawaii, like when I went to Hawaii, I checked to make sure that I wasn't going to be on my period because that makes a difference. Am I going to want to wear jean
Yeah.
shorts or am I going to want to wear comfy shorts? Am I going to want
Yeah.
high-waisted swimsuits or am I going to want low-waisted swimsuits? So anyways, that was one of the things, but I'm curious
I don't know.
if
I think
you
some guys have a version of that.
Yeah, like I want to know what the guy
The
versions
guy
of these
version
things
is
are.
do I have IBS? I'm just going to not buy white shorts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's fair.
pack extra
Girls get
pairs of underwear.
IBS. No, they don't poop, so it doesn't matter.
Right, as we know. Yeah.
As we
I'm
know.
not saying girls don't get IBS. I'm just saying if the trash can thing isn't one gendered, but maybe one does more than the other. Plus, also, I will say this. This is true about the difference between men and women when it comes to IBS. It's kind of similar. Like there's parallels to this with things like driving. Yeah, girls get IBS, but guys get IBS, and I feel at a higher level, higher percentage, ignore the fact that they have IBS and just do whatever the fuck they want anyway. They're just like, yeah, I have IBS. Gallon milk challenge? Fuck yeah.
I saw something. It was like some meme that's like girls will have like loose poop for 3 days and they'll like pursue this for like years to get a diagnosis. And guys will be like, yeah, and just when I eat grapes, I just shit my pants. I don't know why, and eat grapes every day. And just do it anyway. It's just funny.
Yeah. I mean, the fact of the matter is there's a lot of guys who should have started some Metamucils in their teens.
Sure.
In their early 20s, and they're like in their 40s, 50s. They're like, yeah, I finally I guess I got to start eating fiber. And people are like, start. You were supposed to be doing that the whole time. And there's no surprise that colorectal cancer is exploding amongst young people.
Yep.
Dawson's Creek just died of it.
I
Did you hear about
heard.
that?
Yeah, that was sad.
What's his name? James Vanderbeek.
James Vanderbeek, yeah.
Was he Dawson? I never watched.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Was he Dawson? Yeah.
Wait,
yeah. Well,
is there a Dawson? Yeah. Right?
Well, surely there is, right?
Well, is it the name of the creek?
Who gives a fuck about that creek if we don't even meet Dawson?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never watched Dawson's Creek. That was like a little before our.
No,
I think it was like a little before our time.
It wasn't. No,
it wasn't.
That was our time. I remember it would come on before Smallville, I think.
Oh, why did I feel like it was so much earlier than that?
I mean, we were young, and you had older siblings, right?
It started airing in 1998, so I was 5.
When I was 8, and there were 6 seasons. Okay, maybe for you were 5, but it ended when I was 14.
Okay.
9/11.
Yeah, I was still kind of young.
It was going on while 9/11 happened. I feel like that's our time.
Yeah,
right?
like that was like a little. It was like a little too early for me.
Yeah, he was Dawson Leary.
Okay. Yeah, so I never really watched it, but that's really sad. I really like James Vanderbeek. He's really funny, and that's sad.
I don't know if that's true, but I take your word for it.
He's been in other stuff, and he's been funny. Like he was in How I Met Your Mother.
He played How I Met Your Mother. That's the only thing I can think of. I've seen his co guy Joshua Jackson and more stuff. But anyway, very sad that he died. I guess it sounds like what he went through with the cancer basically bankrupted his family. There's been like a GoFundMe that has raised $1 million since he died, which is very nice. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, one, it's sad that illness can bankrupt you in the first place and that you need a GoFundMe. And then it's also kind of like, it's nice for them that they got $1 million. I hope they recognized what a privileged position that is compared to other people, because a lot of people just are ruined with it. And I'm not bitter at them that they're not going to be ruined. I'm bitter that there is a situation where rich people who are even rich at some point, if you were a public figure. But listen, maybe tomorrow I find out I have colorectal cancer, and you better believe I'm going to raise millions off of that shit. That bloody shit.
That bloody shit. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kids.
Wow, that sucks. Because he was young. I mean, he died at, 48 was it?
Yeah.
Was he 48 when he died?
Oh, that's so sad.
That's young. I mean, some of you listening will think like that's ancient, but as I approach my 36th birthday in a couple of weeks, it feels pretty young to me. Pretty young to me. 12 years ago feels like yesterday now. Though I was a pretty bad person at 24. Pretty different person, but you know.
They raised $1.6 million, by the way.
That's great. Yeah. Very, very great. I hope that they then use what platform is left after they take care of what they need to try and maybe do that for some other people who don't have platforms and shit. Then again, he's the one with the platform, so who knows how much they could do, but just do your best. It's a very nice outcome for them. Most people, when this happens, their family's just ruined and their kids are financially ruined for the rest of their lives too, because when you get into those patterns and you get into those worlds of bankruptcy and stuff, it's very hard to get out of that shit, even if you are just in the orbit.
You know what this is actually a great segue into?
I thought we were going to segue back to the girl-boy thing.
Which we should.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is TrumpRx. Because that happened between our last...
Well, I know they've been talking about it for the last couple months. But
they did a press conference or something about it recently. So
they keep talking about how great it is and how much it's helping and stuff, but it's like there's not a single person who has yet reported a benefit from it. So it's kind of like they keep telling us, trust us that this is happening.
Well, and also it says find the world's lowest prices on prescription drugs. Like
that's insane.
Like it isn't. You know what the cost is in Canada? Free. Like it's $0.
I mean, in his defense, I haven't checked yet. He claimed to lower prescription drug prices 600%. Now, Alyssa, if I were to buy a drug for $100 and I got 50% off, how much would that drug now be?
$50.
If I got 75% off, how much would that drug now be?
$25.
What if I got 90% off? How much would that drug be?
$10.
So am I right in the math here that, well, you just tell me, I was going to buy a drug for $100. I get 100% discount. How much is that drug?
$0.
So with a 600% discount, if my math is mathing, I believe that means they owe me $500.
Yeah. Correct.
Guys, I don't think he made them 600% cheaper. I don't think that happened.
I don't think so either. I also, this is also interesting because
what the fuck was that?
What?
Like a whistle. Like
I don't know.
Like a mic whistle. All right, go on. You know, I was going to miss it right now with this headache.
The one drug that I consistently take, like pharmaceutical drug that I consistently take is Wellbutrin, and it's not in the TrumpRx system. And I feel like
I gotta check then on my resin, because that's the thing I buy the most, and I'm not even joking. It is cheaper to buy it on Amazon's their discount plan thing, they call it. They've got like a group discount thing. And it lets you choose. Do you want to pay with your insurance? And it's at least twice as much. I have something weird I feel like I've got one of those compound hairs popping out of my neck.
I hate that.
You ever pull those things?
Yes, they're the best. It's really
Yeah.
satisfying.
They're really
yeah.
annoying in the meantime, but I feel like I should save it for my partner because I don't want to deny her that, but it's bugging the shit out of me. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see. And also, we were talking about there's a what is it Cost RX? That's the one that the Shark Tank guy has.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, and that is way less expensive than getting stuff on like from
I'm
your
so looking
pharmacy.
forward to the next
Cost
presidency
plus.
that's going to. Can you
My
imagine being like, we're going to make the prices of prescription drugs lower, not as low as any other country that has universal health care, but they're still going to be for profit.
Yeah.
But we're going to say lower, and we're going to do this instead of restoring fucking whatchamacallit, the fucking shit, dude. I'm just tired of these guys. Oh, but they're saying they can give you a 1.5 milligram Wegovy pill for a mere $149 a month, and when you get up to 25 milligrams, $299. Look, that's actually pretty good.
But isn't that like when you get stuff off of like Row or like one of those like online?
It says
that's the
Wegovy
prices
with
that
the little
they advertise.
but they're using compounded, and compounded is where a lot of the bad stuff is happening. Compounded
Who's
is where
using
they make their
compounded?
own version, like Row and shit.
Oh, I
They're not
see.
using name brand, and so it's like not even necessarily clear where they're getting semaglutide and shit. There's a lot of
That's
I guess I don't know
frightening.
about Row specifically, but I know when I was interested and thought about doing that shit, that's where it was. I mean, they are still way overcharging. If you want the Wegovy pen, which is the more useful one, it's still a month is going to be $350 once you taper up. And it's the manufacturing cost of those things are $10. Like it cost them $10, and they've more than recovered their research investment, which is the thing that people want to be like, oh, but you gotta pay for the. But anyway, I did put in my drug, and it is not on here, and instead it's just advertising me a bunch of things like semaglutides, which I can't take because in the short period of time where I tested them, this was way before the weight loss happened. It actually made my condition much worse. And so, yeah. Anyway, there's no doubt that there are going to be, basically by doing a giant group program, it isn't something that's bad that they've done. It's just not any of the things that they have claimed. And I'm so tired of a president who wants to take credit by name for things that he should be like, no, this is what America is doing. Because any deal that's being made and any benefits they're getting out from that shit, isn't Trump paying those benefits? Your taxes are.
Can I show you
guys
something?
are paying for it. Yeah.
Please look at this.
Where are you sending me this? Oh, are you screen sharing? What's this?
This is for, is it, I don't know, Wegovy or something? I don't know. Some drug where they're saying that it's $1,400 in the US and then they give Canada $355.
So like claiming it's cheaper, but can show that actually you could, in a lot of places in this country, spend less money flying up to Canada for the day.
But also, are Canadians paying $355 for that?
I think it means that the taxpayer is, that whenever somebody buys that, I have to assume that the Canadians themselves, at the point of the consumer, which is what you should be comparing, it's free as long as it's prescribed. And not like somebody doing it for cosmetic reasons or whatever shit. Yeah, so it should be at the point of the consumer. I assume they're trying to say it's $355 and that's how much the government is paying the company for it or whatever on your behalf. So that's what's coming out of taxes. And once again, it's still like, yeah, that's a way better system, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, but the way that they're presenting it is so dishonest. They're making it seem like Canadians are paying out of pocket $355.
All right, we gotta jump to an ad break. When we come back, I kind of want to jump back into the things that men don't know about women doing, because I'm aware of an Ask Reddit from literally, I pulled it 7 years ago. It was one of the biggest Ask Reddits, 86,000 upvotes, 40,000 comments. What are some guy secrets girls don't know about? And of course, we're going to be talking about Pam Bondi. You know we're going to be talking about Oh, Pam. And what is wrong with Pam Bondi? I feel like what is wrong with Pam would be like a game show. What's wrong with Pam today? We'll see you back here right after that ad break. In just a moment, we'll be right back. Welcome to the ad read After Dark. This episode is brought to you by the wonderful people who go to linemerch.com and buy some cool merch. There's some really cool merch up there right now that I think you want to buy. There isn't the mugs, I'm sorry to say, and very shortly we are going to be adding the special designs, but you can currently get some Be Not Zerb-Frayed commissioned by Adeline Gray artwork. The Zerba artwork is there. It's awesome. And there's some other Zerba things you can get. And if you don't know who Zerba is, I envy you. That's over at Patreon. No, it's at linemerch.com. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Go to linemerch.com and get your merch today. And if you're good, we'll do some more Line Has a Podcast merch. Though there is Line Has a Podcast merch. I think I've just decided I like the Scribble logo. It makes me miss Promise, though, because she's on it, but she's not here very often. Okay, linemerch.com. Go do that. Hey, let's go. The news is terrible, and I don't want to know any more of it. But that's what we do for a living. This is part of our thing. You could help us out if you guys wanted it. You could share the podcast. Just start talking about it like it's already a thing, like that you think people know about. Just be like, by the way, did you hear this week's episode of The Line As a Podcast? Just start saying shit like that,
do that.
Just jump straight forward. I know you're thinking like maybe you guys could put in some effort, and we're trying now. We're getting like shorts up on the YouTubes and stuff, but we could do better. Well, I can't, but people I hire can. I'm at peak.
You're at peak.
I've reached my peak. Did you hear that Kim Jong-un has declared his heir and he chose his daughter?
No way. His daughter.
No, the autocracy is breaking down the patriarchy. The next terrible, cruel dictator
Interesting.
of North Korea is going to be a lady.
Wow.
Girls, this is your moment. Well done. You're still tyrant. She'll still be a tyrant, but By the way, it's good he did that. Every time I see that man, I go, he's dying.
It was time. It's shocking he chose a girl.
I know. We don't even know how old she is, by the way.
Really?
People think she's 13, but first of all, if you just look at pictures of the two of them together, I have no idea. I don't want this to sound insensitive. She could be 40 and I would not be able to say like, no, she's not. She's dressed like both modern and very conservatively. So she's always like got layers, but it's like stylish layers and stuff. Anyway, it's just impossible.
But here's the thing. She could be 25 because we've been talking recently about how the girls who are like 25 currently look way older. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's like the makeup or like the work that they get done. I don't know what it is.
I think they're basing on that they think she is the same girl that a few years ago we were seeing glimpses of, who was clearly an adolescent at that time. So I think based on that timeline, they're thinking like low to mid teens. But first, they could have also killed that little girl and switched this one out. It's North Korea. There aren't rules, okay?
Yeah.
There are and not for Kim Jong-un. God, what a fucking world we live in. It's crazy that it's like we have to fight fascism and shit here and be like, and on the other side of it, we'll still live in a world where North Korea is doing what it's doing. We'll still live in the world where... like, there's just so many people that it's like, I know God doesn't exist because there's so many breaths being taken that would offend him.
Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. I want to talk about the Reddit thing. I want to get back to that.
Good.
Good.
That sounds like a good one. All right, what's another thing that the ladies
that women
don't know
think about?
Yeah.
I think.
Do you have it pulled up?
Oh, I can.
Or are you
I have
just
it on my
guessing
phone.
at them?
No,
Why was there an argument? Was he like,
no,
we do know about that.
Not an argument. We were just like going back and forth about these things.
Okay.
And it was not Kevin. It was my friend Sage who's visiting, who's a girl.
I see.
Okay. So, have your
Pick
shirts
me.
be basically see-through.
Boys know all about that. How dare you?
Okay.
Or were you on the boys' side?
About which part?
I don't know. I'm deciding it was a fight and that one of you was representing the patriarchy.
Oh, well, I would never do that.
Who was carrying our torch?
It can't be me. That would be so off.
Is our torch floppy when you like carry it? Does it like...
like a melting ice cream cone?
I feel like that could make such a funny sketch if I could commission a rubber looking torch and you want to hold it rigid and be like, and like, here is the torch of patriarchy. Carry this for me, pick me. And then she grabs it and then it starts flopping in her hand. Like, why is it floppy like that?
I would love that. So this next one is you having your shirts be basically see-through and not purposely sheer fabrics, but like t-shirts.
Just can show your bra.
Yeah, but I feel like guys think about that, right?
Oh, we think about it.
I think you think about it more.
Oh, for ourselves. I think about it. Look, listen, I love how free we are with the nipples now. Okay, guys, I fucking love it. But yeah. Okay, so in certain places, yeah, definitely. Like one of the things with church growing up was we had to always wear white shirts and ties, and you had to make sure that the sheerness of your white shirt did not make your undershirt show. And so like, because your undershirt might be wife beater style or might be like t-shirt style. Yeah. It's wild that we just call those wife beaters and don't blink an eye.
I know.
I
think
tank
also,
top style.
I was just going to say tank top.
We could just say tank top. Anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But even like at the sleeves, you want to make sure. So usually since I have a tie on and whatever, I would just have the higher up collar, not the crew neck, that's a little lower, but the whatever. But you have to make sure it's not so sheer it shows through your sleeves. And then sometimes you'll be like, oh God, this doesn't work. I'll just go without an undershirt. And you're like, and those are my nips. So situationally, or it makes it look like peach colored. It looks crazy. It's actually pretty fun. I'm like thinking of a lot of things from childhood right now. They're so fun.
I have a guy that I dated, the one who ended up being a Trump supporter and I didn't know. When he would buy t-shirts, he was like so self-conscious about them being thick enough to not show his nipple at all.
Yeah.
Like the shape, the fact that they existed.
See, I feel that way about texture. I feel like when I put on even a little weight, I feel like it targets my titties a little bit.
Sure.
And so I'm quite self-conscious about how much. Even when, like, in our last episode, we have a short out from this where I'm, like, folded about here. And I'm like, I'm worried that people think that's my droopy-ass tits. I was looking at it. I get real dysmorphic about my titties.
And it's like one of those things where, like, I remember a friend of mine a long time ago, I was worried about taking this workout class. And she was like, and I was like, I just don't want anyone to look at me. And she was like, I'm going to say this with so much peace and love because I think you need to hear it. No one cares what you're doing. But it's and I think about that all the time because I think so often we're so hard on ourselves. I mean, I know we're so hard on ourselves with things that most people are not going to notice except us, except it's the internet. And so people are horrible.
But there's a little bit of a paradox there. And this is it. If you actually freed up your mind to not think about it, you would start looking at the other people because you wouldn't be so inwardly focused. Not to judge necessarily, but you wouldn't be so inwardly focused. So you'd take in your surroundings. So the reason why nobody cares what you're doing is because they're thinking the same shit. Themselves. Who's looking at me right now? Who's looking at me right now? But and that's actually like a bit of advice you get when you're going in therapy too. Like everybody worries what everybody's thinking about them. People are thinking about themselves.
They're thinking about themselves always.
And so it's kind of one of those things where there's a paradox of if everybody internalized that and stopped thinking so hard about themselves and whether people are looking at them, it would increase the amount people are looking at them.
Yeah, 100%.
Because those people wouldn't be so internal.
Yeah.
Do you want a boy thing that girls don't think about?
I want to give you one more girl thing because I think this one is actually
the first boy one's pretty good.
This one is one that is actually so true. So mild inconveniences like antibiotics interfering with birth control, interfering if I take an antibiotic, the likelihood of me getting a yeast infection is so high.
This
so
is
I have
actually
to take
a terrible one though. And I'll tell you why in a moment.
I have to take an antibiotic, and then I have to have the yeast infection medicine on deck because I will likely get a yeast infection. And I also have to be taking probiotics in advance and also like all the way through to make sure that I don't. It's just like vagina stuff in general.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Here's
and
what
like there's some people where it's like fabrics that give them like, irritation, and not fabrics
too.
Fabrics. Yeah. Laundry detergents, stuff like that. It's just so fucking annoying.
Here's why the antibiotic one's kind of not a good one.
Tell me.
Because I'm not even joking. Here, it's more of a thing that neither side is actually doing it for the most part. So you are doing it. But every single person I've dated, with a very few exceptions, I'm the one who thought to ask that question. Whenever they're like, yeah, I'm going to go on antibiotics, and be like, oh, okay, but about like, did you check the interaction? Like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
That's crazy. Their doctor should even be telling them.
I know.
That's crazy.
Doctors suck. Okay, can we be so clear? If you don't go to a specialist, they are trying to just rip you through the door.
I know.
Okay?
Awful.
They don't even necessarily check if you are on birth control. They're just like, you've got this, I give you this. And then we move on. This is a factory. Welcome to the doctor factory. Move on out.
Yeah.
So that's why that one's not that great to me, because I feel like women probably more often, but it's not ubiquitous. A lot of women don't even clock that stuff. A lot of women don't even know that there are interactions between birth control and antibiotics and other drugs as well.
Yeah.
So it's one of those ones where it's like, unfortunately, the main default is. However, I feel this is why the men's one went so popular and it remains so high 7 years later, because we actually came to play. Okay.
Yeah, I want to hear.
Number one. You know what poop chipping is?
Poop chipping?
Every man right now was like, you're damn right. I, as a service to this country, poop chip.
What is that?
It's when you go into a toilet and you see that the person before you left some skid marks and you just have to pee, and you use the directional nature of your urine stream to clean up after them. That is a kindness we do for society.
That's interesting, because you guys are doing it for each other. It's like for the next person also.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, sometimes it's your own skid mark. Sometimes it's your partner's skid mark. And you're just going, you know what? Nobody has to grab a brush. I got you.
That's nice. Okay.
And we chip poo.
That's hilarious. Okay. And I hate the phrase.
And you know what's better about it than what your things was? I guarantee you 80% plus ubiquity.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. I'll ask Kevin about that because I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's gonna agree, but I want to hear him say it.
I bet you can even. I think I might be using a phrase from a movie I watched years ago, so he might call it something else. But you might be able to say, "Hey, I heard there's this thing guys do called poop chipping. Do you know what that is?" And then just give him a little more. Like, no. It's something to do with like if you see skid marks in a bowl at a toilet.
Sure.
Do you know what it is? He's like, oh, I pee those things off.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
And if I don't finish the job, I go down a water in the hopes I can complete my task.
I want to like, I'm going to read this Reddit all day long because this is so, okay, give me more.
That's, I feel like the best one.
Okay. Wait, what is do you have a link to it?
Sure. I mean, a lot of the
please
other
send it
ones
to me
like
because I'm going to be browsing.
I don't say they're dumb, but it's a little bit like, oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, wrong person. I just sent it to one of our call screeners. Okay. Some of them are like a little bit like, you know what you girls don't know. So listen, this one is true and I don't want to shit on it. But one of them was like, we can get raped too. And it's like, right. But you're saying that it's so this one's called, what are some guy secrets girls don't know about? And that one's like a little bit like you're specifically addressing toxic women who, by the way, it's not from women. The fact that you think it's a secret is actually men who have passed that on to the toxic women. That is a patriarchy sourced toxic woman behavior that men do too. So that one's kind of dumb. And so a lot of these are like, contrary to your girl's belief, like the next one is sex isn't all we want in a relationship. Like, shut up. You're so...
Okay, but I will say that comment, the sex isn't all we want in the relationship one, is from 7 years ago. And I wonder if online the like conversation was a little different.
No,
Where like that was not really
this is the
being.
kind of dumb shit that I was hearing when I was a teenager, and unfortunately I'm older than that. Like,
Wow.
this was already the like, contrary to your popular belief, I'm a man with depth and emotions, and I'm not like other guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
My migraine is not making it unpleasant to do impressions. Okay.
Yeah.
This one I like, because this is like an actual internal challenge, but I don't know whether girls don't do this themselves. I don't think you do, though. If we haven't carried in all the shopping in one go, we haven't done it right. I know this whole like I can at the risk of breaking my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of these things is coming in at one go. Maybe if I bought multiple packs of water, will I let that go? But if I have just one pack of water, I'm pulling that with two hands, and my wrist looks like it's about to be sliced off by all the plastic bags. It's a challenge, and it's a test of our manlyhood.
I'm like that personally, but I don't know if all women are. Where like I just can't. I don't know. I have another woman in the room. I'm gonna ask her. Say, when you take groceries in, and you would hypothetically need more than one trip, will you like break your wrist to do it in one? Okay, T. She said yes, of course.
That's all right. So that might not be ubiquitous.
It might be more universal than we think.
Next time you do that, could you keep your head in the same position? We're not trying to subject people to that finger on that picture in the background.
Oh my God, it's so horrible. I can't believe the best part of it is when I was showing that picture, I was like, look how nice it is. And you were like,
you hadn't clocked it yet.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Okay, here's one that is real. It's a little bit in the preachy direction, so I'll explain how I think it actually operates. I don't know if other guys feel this too, but I'm afraid of accidentally making women feel uncomfortable in my presence. For example, when I happen to walk the same direction as a woman in front of me for a while. So that example makes it better. The making women uncomfortable in my presence thing sounds like you're trying to be, I'm not like other guys to me, but that one actually like specifies it where like, yeah, for sure. I will inconvenience myself so much to just make the other person assured that I'm not stalking them just because we were walking on the same road and happened to take the same turn. Like, I'm like, well, you know what I'm doing? 3 extra blocks today. And I feel like every time you do that, it turns out they're doing a circle of some kind. So you end up passing them again anyway. And you're like,
now
fuck
I look worse.
me, I guess.
There's a TikTok that went around for a little while, and it was like on a hike, making sure that the women you're passing feel safe.
Yeah.
And I'll see if I could find it because it was really funny. And it was basically like walking past a woman and being like, women's rights, am I right? Things like that. Like it was just really silly and funny. But anyways,
I feel like I would try to been in those situations, and I'd like in an almost small talk way, just always try to establish what my final location goal is. So it's like, you're like walking around. I'm like, yep, on my way up to the Fort Myer, whatever.
Yeah.
Not Fort Myer, but going up to the Green Mountain Peak.
Sure.
And so it's kind of like, okay, so now you know what my pathing is. So now it's not weird that I'm on that pathing. Like, oh, I'm really excited to see Green Mountain Peak up here.
Yeah, that's nice. I also, that's like a conversation I have with a lot of my male coaching clients, that they really are nervous about approaching women because they don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, which I always tell them I understand. And if you're worried about making women feel uncomfortable, you probably are not making women feel uncomfortable. It's the ones who like don't give a shit that we're most worried about. And if you talk to a woman and she says or acts, I mean, it's sort of hard if it's like you're relying on reading a social cue if you're not confident in that. But if she says like, oh, I'm just having a nice time with my friends, take the no and walk away.
Right, go away.
And I promise
I did see a
it'll
video
be
on
fine.
Reddit this last week of this guy from the old pickup artist day. These women must have asked him to leave like 30 times, and by the end they just leave. And he's like, okay,
if I have to ask you more than once, you are making me uncomfortable.
Yeah. I feel like there's versions of that where you're actually being communicated something. So I could see a person misinterpreting it once where it's like, oh, she might be trying to give me a heads up that at any moment now she may need to get back to this.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But literally watching this guy do it like 30 times, like not taking the cue is
Horrible.
Fucking crazy. All right. Anyway, because we're going to have to talk about Pam Bondi. I want to enjoy myself for another minute before we maybe do that. Yeah, another fucking virtue signaling. Like, I'm so tired of it's called fathering. I'm not babysitting my kids. I'm fathering them. Shut the fuck up.
I do think it's crazy.
Men want to be oppressed so bad.
I do think it's crazy when people are talking about their husbands or whatever, watching their kids, and you're like, oh yeah, Joe is babysitting tonight. What the fuck do you mean? Don't you dare say that.
Yeah, that is silly.
It is silly. It's silly.
I could also appreciate that in a dynamic where it never happens, where a woman's like, you know what? And today he's homemaking because he never cleans the fucking house. So it kind of is out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
If suddenly she's taking your role as the accountant, I feel like you'd be like, yeah, she's going off accounting today, not going to work or something. I don't know. To me, it's kind of like, it may reflect on you as the husband if it feels like it's a treat. If you're a consistent contributor and it's still being called babysitting, that's crazy. But if your wife is calling when you do it babysitting, because it's kind of like, I'm finally getting a night off and you're finally taking some of the burden to let me go and be able to do something. If there's a novelty to it, maybe you are the problem. I don't know. I could do both sides on that one. This one is so true, though. It's not necessarily true about every compliment, but men get complimented so scarcely that we have like a log of like times we were like complimented in a way that it's like, it's also, there's other things like anytime you've expressed attraction to somebody, just even generally, and then they do something very forward, which I think is maybe like, it's kind of one of those things where a lot of men, because we don't have the same relationship with sexual assault that women do, even though men are sexually assaulted, it's different. We also probably fantasize about being sexually assaulted more because it's like, but in the right way, it's great. Sure. So I can think of stories where I'm like, there was this girl who's, I almost wanted to say her name, who I did find attractive and we had been flirty together, but we never escalated to a certain point, who I ran into her at a club and she literally just grabbed my junk. And it's like, that's not like in reverse, very clearly I would go to jail. And yet pretty much only now looking back and going, that's fucked up for about, I definitely wasn't traumatized. I loved it. I wasn't traumatized. It's one of those ones where because our overall relationship with it is different, we may have a different experience of it. And to me, that's like one of those like, man, what a compliment. And so it's logged in that way.
Well, I think because sometimes people will ask on chewed gum, like why it's treated differently. Actually, someone recently asked why it's like, I think our last show, why it's treated differently for men and for women. Yeah. And I said it shouldn't be. Like it should be treated the same. However, I assume that part of it is there's a more tangible safety risk when it's the other way around. Yeah. Where like the physical force is just different. It's
not different. Anytime it's like as soon as you take consent out of it, it's not different. And so it's kind of one of those things where a woman is less likely to have internally consented and not shared that, whereas a man is more likely to have internally consented but just not shared it yet. You know, for whatever reason, nerves are just not willing to take that leap or whatever. And so in the situation with that girl, the reason why for me it was like in that scenario I loved it, but I can tell you other times that almost exact situation happened that I hated it. And she did do something wrong by not seeking that consent. Like that's 100% still true, that was wrong of her to do. It's kind of like, but it's, you know, people have CNC fantasies. And for me, it was basically like almost a CNC fantasy fulfilled, where a lot of times when a person has a CNC fantasy, their fantasy centers around that happening to somebody that they also would enjoy consenting to things with. Do you know what I mean? Where it's kind of like, not a lot of people are, they do exist, but not a lot of people are fantasizing about people that they just utterly wouldn't want to be, even in a CNC situation. For people who don't know what that is, I'm not going to use this podcast to educate you on it. Anyway,
it's a very Googleable, I think, thing.
But I feel like that's why you hear less reports of men saying these terrible things happen, because something like what happened to me can be more often an outcome. And so it's more like a woman is also more likely to be, for somebody to take that, what's the word? Like, just do that, just go for it in a way that way crosses a line with somebody that they think that she did internally share consent because she was nice or smiled or laughed or whatever else. At least this person I had talked to, we had in text said semi-explicit things or whatever.
Right.
Again, she still went too far and didn't, but internally I knew I was already receptive, just hadn't shared with her, receptive to, boning. And so I don't know. It isn't, as soon as there's no consent, it's obviously the same. And then doing something without clear consent at the level of the gesture is wrong. But as far as like who's hurting people more and where the systemic issue is greater, the systemic issue of sexual assault and subverting consent is much larger, both because it happens more often and because women are in more danger if they don't try to comfort their rapists, their assaulters, like that kind of shit. It's crazy shit. So, so there are philosophical ways in which it isn't different, but also there are ways in which it definitely is. That's how I feel.
I think you're right.
Shut up, boys. Shut up. I do like the one that somebody wrote. Nice try, Audrey. I'm not telling you what I got for your birthday. Stop both loving surprises and interrogating us to the point that it feels like a trap about what we got you. One or the other, asshole. And then we're the asshole if we tell you what it is because we took away the surprise. I hate that. I hate that one. I hate when that's done. My current partner doesn't play those games. Do you play those games?
I don't really, I'm not good with surprises, but I also know that if someone is trying to surprise me, I try to respect that, like, that's something that they want to, like, they want me to have the surprise. So, like, I will do everything I can to not ask questions. But
I feel like
I'm bad at that.
The thing you'll hit is like, okay, I know she doesn't want to anticipate a surprise. She wants to find out it's a surprise when the surprise is happening. But I feel like a lot of partners will then start like, in the lead up to their birthday or something, start snooping around to find out, especially if you have a history of gestures, trying to snoop around on it. And then that can be a tense conversation when it has to be like, no, I'm not telling you shit. Shut the fuck up. Get out. I wouldn't say that, but anyway. It's not uncommon for us to genuinely think you're beautiful without any makeup. I mean, that's true. But again, I think this was a guy just wanting points for how he's different than other guys. I'm going to be honest. I find makeup quite unattractive, to tell you the truth. It makes me always feel claustrophobic. If I can tell a person's wearing makeup, I become claustrophobic because I feel like weird. Caked into my own face.
That's so funny.
I can't wear makeup for very long. Like when we did that Halloween thing, I was just not in a good state after. I had to get it off so fast.
Yeah, I would imagine that especially if you're doing like a lot of it, like the first time you have it on, it must feel so horrible.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the times girls kind of like slowly. So like you start as like in middle school, you start with like mascara for the first time or eyeliner for the first time, and then like as you get older, you end up putting more on, and then you get to be like 30 and you're like, this is so annoying, and you do less.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting too how there's like specific phases of like, I can almost tell, obviously it's not going to be perfect, but I can almost tell what age range a person is based on their relationship with makeup and like how much they're doing when they go out versus just existing in public in a day versus, it's almost kind of like, Especially that difference. How much makeup a person does going out to something, like we're going to dinner with a bunch of people or to a thing, versus I'm going out and I'll be in public, but I'm just at work or whatever. That gap definitely closes the older it seems like
I was just going to say, I wasn't sure where you were going to go, like which direction you were going to go with that. I do the same makeup like every day, no matter where I'm going, because I can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. Every once in a while, I'll do like eyeliner, but like that's pretty much
feel like I was going to say, I feel like the use of eyeliner is like the one differentiation. And like later on in life, it's like most of the days it's just a mascara only situation, maybe a touch of shadow. And then it's like, but if I'm going out, I'll throw on some eyeliner.
Yeah, we get some eyeliner. This is like the funniest conversation. I was not anticipating talking about this today.
And I feel like everybody's already stopped listening.
Everyone's like, what the hell is going on?
I'm just going to skip forward to the Pam Bondi shit.
Yeah, this is how badly we don't want to talk about the news and Pam Bondi.
I know, to the point that I let it go that long, even though I'm trying to get this podcast over as quick as possible today because of this goddamn headache. That's the irony.
Headache today too.
Mine's starting to lift, probably because I took meds right beforehand, but it's still there. It's still there. When we come back, Pam Bondi, guys. It's gonna be Pam. It's gonna be Pam. You went there too? My impression was better though. Can we address that?
I didn't even try and do an impression, but I cannot believe we just did that at the same time.
Well, who knows what it'll sound like in the recording, but I liked it.
It was at exactly this. That was crazy.
That's wonderful. Well, we'll be right back. Patreon.com/call-the-line.
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 Patreon.com/call-the-line. Patreon.com/call-the-line.
Patreon.com/call-the-line. Patreon.com/call-the-line.
Patreon.com/call-the-line. Patreon.com/call-the-line. Patreon.com/call-the-line.
Patreon.com/call-the-line.
Patreon.com/call-the-line. Welcome back, everybody. I gotta tell you, if you're watching this on Patreon today, you might actually be missing out.
I know, we did
second ad
today.
Was pretty good.
That was one of our best. That was one of our best.
I'm just saying, maybe switch back to YouTube, Spotify, whatever, and go listen to just the commercial.
Just the ad.
It wasn't the worst. I might short that out, you know?
Yeah, why not? It's fun.
Put that up on some places.
It was fun.
Nice. I had a good time. Pam Bondi, though.
Yeah, what are we going to do about that?
Anybody else, any other president would be like, hey, can you come to my office? You're so fucking fired.
You're the most fired. You're the most fired.
People have been fired before. That's not what's happening here. You're like fired.
I mean, you are fired in disgrace. You are fired in a way where security is going to come watch you pack up your desk, even though like we're pretty sure you're going to leave peacefully. It's so that everyone in the office knows that you are in fact fired.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they'd be like, actually, you're getting perp walked. You're getting perp walked out of the building. We'll mail you your things.
No, that's the real tea. It's mail you your things. Goddamn fired.
Everybody in the office gets to put one of your things in the box that gets mailed to you. That's how we're going to make sure that there is no subtlety. Anybody who was sick today, first of all, before we perp walk you, everybody get out your phones. Please point to this door, begin recording. You can live stream. Who wants to become a TikToker today? We're live streaming. Pam, Jesus fucking Christ, the amount that you are fired, that is what would have happened in any other.
Sure.
She's just going to like go on. My girl showed up to, it even feels weird calling her my girl, but I say my dude all the time. My girl showed up with a binder of insults.
Yep. Who called it a burn book? Moskowitz called it a burn book.
She showed up to a hearing where she is supposed to be answering for why did so much shit get missed and not go investigated and no one has been prosecuted from the Epstein files. My girl showed up with a book of insults to use during the hearing. First of all, my name is Jimmy Snow. I do that for a living. I don't write them fucking down. That's right off the old top of the noggin. If you can't do it like me, you can't do it at all.
Yeah.
You fucking piece of shit. That whole bit at the beginning about this is how fired you'd be, off the top of the head. I didn't need to write that shit down. That came to me. Alyssa and I, before the break, it's gonna be Pam. We just did that.
Yes.
We don't rely on and maybe we should Justin Timberlake it. There was a little bit of an artificial introduction to some of the Reddit stuff earlier, but other than that, it wasn't written down. It was a little bit planned, but it wasn't written.
Yeah.
My God. She's so like, what is even that word where it's like,
fucking
I
bitch.
am aghast. Well, I'm not allowed to say that.
Well, okay. I'll say it. She's a cunt.
At the beginning, was it the beginning of the hearing where they're like, we're here to talk about Epstein. What do you want to say to start? Because this is the crazy shit. And she was like, the Dow has reached a record high. The S&P has reached a record high. The fucking NASDAQ is so goddamn high that
like,
I want to arrest it in California. That's what we should be talking about today.
That's what we should be talking about.
Attorney General, you fucking dick.
Yeah.
You are nobody cares about what the Attorney General thinks about the stock market, irrespective of the fucking pedophile shit. Who gives a fuck? Merrick Garland, how do you feel about the NASDAQ? Can we get Eric Holder back in here? I want to know if he thinks the S&P is doing really good and if that's what we should be talking about. Shut the fuck up. This is like what they always say to shut up and dribble, shut up and sing. Shut up and be the fucking Attorney General, you goddamn redacted piece of shit. It's even funnier to call her redacted for a lot of reasons. Think about it. Redacted's the perfect insult right here.
Yeah, that's a great insult. I think actually when she was talking about the Dow and NASDAQ and whatever, and then she's like, and you guys come in here and talk about President Donald Trump, the greatest president America has ever heard. I'm like, do you not even hear how fucking stupid and brainwashed you sound? You sound like you were given a script, you loser. And on top of that,
calling people up for, you have Trump derangement syndrome, Tommy.
Yeah, you have Trump derangement syndrome. It's crazy.
Bro.
She
the
also
Merkowitz, was it Murkowski? Murkowski. What is
no,
his
it
name?
was Moskowitz. You were closer with
holding
the first
up
one.
the Bible and was like, he's literally named more times in the Epstein files than God is in the Bible.
She freaked out and she's like, how dare you talk about the Bible? You literally could not. You have sprinted so far past the point. But it's also
my girl,
like,
you're protecting pedophiles. Shut the fuck up about you don't have pearls to clutch.
You have no pearls to clutch. And also, it's weird to watch this admin do the thing where like someone is asking them a real question and they just respond with something that's not answering the question, that is like the Bible thing where it
basically
Kellyanne
Conwaying it all day long, but now it's the Pam Bondi. Do the Bondi.
But it's,
do. That's the Pam Bondi.
But it's also, it's crazy because I feel like when they do that, please do. When they do that, they make it so that like someone can clip the Pam Bondi parts. And it just sounds like Democrats were attacking the Bible and attacking Donald Trump when they're just
didn't work out, I don't feel.
I hope not.
That was their attempt. I don't think a lot of there's a couple of posts here and there, but I think a lot of Republicans are hoping they don't have to defend her for long because that's looking real bad for them. It's
so bad. Also, did you see Representative Balint talking to Pam Bondi, and Bondi said called her anti-Semitic? Did you see that?
No.
She called her anti-Semitic, and then Balint freaks out and she's like, how fucking dare you call me anti-Semitic? My grandfather literally died in the Holocaust. Like, you should be embarrassed.
Oops, Bam.
Yeah.
Was Balint the one where she accidentally called her Miss Secretary, and she goes, "I'm the Attorney General," and she goes, "I'm sorry, I couldn't tell."
Yes.
That one was good. That one was good.
Yes. So
For all those
good.
quips, that's how you do it off the top of your head without needing a burn book, you dumb piece of shit.
Honey.
I keep almost. It's so hard. It's so hard. I grew up hearing that you call that girl a certain kind of thing to hurt her, to minimize her existence. And it's so hard when you become a good woke man and you're like, I can't call them. You're not allowed. I only call boys bitches. It's tough. It's tough. I felt like you got to release so much when you called her one a few minutes ago that I'm just like,
a bitch.
Yeah.
Do you want the free pass from a woman?
Those doesn't work. Free passes don't work. It's like, if anything, I've only gotten it from you. Every person who hears it otherwise would also have to give me a free pass.
Right.
Yeah. You can't give it me on behalf of all women. I've learned that the hard way in Call of Duty lobbies. When I was younger, turns out certain passes are not ubiquitous. She lied under oath after being asked whether or not Donald Trump was ever present at parties with underage women. And there is no evidence, zero, that he ever committed a crime. Ted Lieu responds like, well, I believe you just committed, you just lied under oath. Don't you ever accuse me of committing a crime. I'd like to go on the record as accusing her of committing a crime, and also one of those crimes being performing a cover-up for the biggest rich people pedophile ring to ever exist, that she is an enabler of pedophiles and therefore no better than a pedophile. She protects pedophiles. Let's just go ahead and say it. But honestly, if you're protecting the actions of pedophiles, that's low-key pedo shit. You're a pedophile.
Does she have kids?
I don't know. She's 60 years old. Let's not forget, 60.
I'm only asking.
Behaving like a 14-year-old, looking like a 40-year-old. Hey, that deal with Satan, that shit worked out for you.
I'm only asking. God, looking at her face makes me
She's a
so
stepmom.
mad.
No bio kids. Just she is a stepmom. I don't know the extent of the stepmom.
I was asking because I would imagine.
I
would imagine like having a kid it should hit home a little bit more.
I don't think
you
it's
are not
necessary.
Enough. Of course, it's not necessary, but you hope.
I am a man with no intention to have children, grew up in a large family. I somewhat even resent some children to some degree, and yet I have zero difficulty grasping around how fucked it is to mess with kids.
And we're not evil, but if you're evil and you have a kid, at least you would hope that, like, I mean, you're really evil that you have a kid.
Donald Trump has like 6 kids or something.
I know, and he's like literally the most evil person that's ever lived.
What he knows about.
Right.
Is it 6? Maybe it's 4. Tiffany, Ivanka, Eric, Barron.
6 feels like a lot.
Don Jr. That's 5 right there. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Is there another one I haven't mentioned? I don't think so, though.
So I think that's right.
Yeah, that's the 5 that we know about. And the ones that he didn't throw into a lake or whatever the shit was in the Epstein files, the ones he didn't murder. Allegedly. Dude, to go in there and act like that there is nothing that has gone wrong. Like, literally, they've gone and seen the unredacted files. We talked about that in the last episode. They've seen, like, they went in there with those 6. And in her book, in her little fucking burn book, she literally has so any congressperson who went in and saw the unredacted files, she had, for some reason, what their search histories was of the unredacted files. Like, she was prepping based on knowing what they had already checked. Why is that important to you?
Wow.
Why is it important to you if you know that the unredacted files are mostly just duplicative, which is what they were telling us, or the other 50%. The reason why we've only gotten 3 of the 6 million documents, because they're mostly duplicative. And as Jamie Raskin asked, then release them. If they're mostly duplicative, then okay, then we'll just have double. No big deal. And yet, here we are.
Can you fucking imagine what's in that other half?
I don't think it's actually in the other half. I think it's in the redactions is what we're finding out mostly. It could be that she's telling the truth about it being duplicative, but then release it. I think it's more what's in the redacteds.
Yeah.
Because we already know they've checked some of the redacted shit and it's fucking bad. It's real bad.
Did you see the Representative Westerman in Arkansas, like representative of of Arkansas. They were asking him as he was leaving, like what he had, what he thought of the Epstein files, if he had read the Epstein files. And he said, I've got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Can you fucking imagine?
I mean, give him the benefit of the doubt. His tennis league might be popping off,
Right.
his like dad's tennis league. That could be going crazy. He's brewing in his spare time. He's got his own little garage microbrew situation going on. If you don't watch those things right, we've all seen the Breaking Bad episode. They can explode in the night and sound like gunshots. He's he's been whittling. He can't really afford like a wood shop yet, but he's been like whittling because he wants to take up woodworking.
He wants to, he wants to start.
There's lots of reasons you might not have had time to figure out whether or not the president and a bunch of other powerful billionaire people were running an actual pedophile racket.
Right.
Also, I want to go ahead and respond to some fucking shit that's happening where they're all saying like, and now there is evidence that Donald Trump was one of the first people to call the police on Jeffrey Epstein in 2006. Have you been seeing this?
No, not yet. Wow.
Okay. I got to look up a date real quick. But here's the thing. Here's the evidence. There is a document that a person who worked for, I think it was a sheriff for a police department, declared that Donald Trump had called in 2006. There is no corroborating evidence. The FBI has no corroborating report, and there is no record of the call. But he claims Donald Trump called and said, thank goodness you're looking into him. Thank goodness, because everyone knows he's been doing this. And that in 2006, Donald Trump supposedly called the police. Even though, by the way, Donald Trump and Epstein, while not friendly, were still running in the same circles and apparently wasn't doing more shit about it in 2006 and says everyone knows he's been doing this. Doesn't that undermine what your president said last year and the years leading up? I didn't really know him. Now, these things that are coming out, they're totally surprises. I don't know about any of that stuff going on. So not only is this clearly a dude fucking making it up, if he isn't making it up, Donald Trump claimed to have no knowledge of this shit, but allegedly in 2006 told this guy that everyone already knew it was happening. And yet obstructed the release of the files and told everybody he knows nothing about any of this shit.
What police department did he call? And also, under what circumstances Donald Trump, who has resources out the fucking ass and has forever, just like making a phone call to a police department? Like, you really don't think that he would have like someone...
Right, he's the one calling, yeah.
Yeah, he's calling the non-emergency line, and he's just like, I'm just going to phone this in. There's no fucking way.
So, by the way, it wasn't in 2006 that the guy even claimed this happened. That's when he says it happened. It was during, he said that in an interview. This was a Palm Beach police chief. So this is like where Mar-a-Lago is. This officer, the single witness account, that interview happened in 2019. And he's saying, yeah, 13 years ago. Trump called me and said, thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone knows he's been doing this. And said he had thrown Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago and that people in New York knew Epstein was disgusting. That was during a 2019 interview. That has not been in any way validated. And there is a total lack of evidence, including the report that should have gone with the call. Just doesn't exist.
Ridiculous.
So, you guys are dumb. You guys are so dumb and you fall for dumb shit. Anyway, Pam Bondi. Did you see her with Jayapal? With Representative Congresswoman Jayapal?
I don't know if I've seen that.
So Jayapal is, she's bringing up emails, she's showing things, and then she goes, if you're willing in the courtroom, please stand up if you were a victim of Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, yes.
And about a dozen women behind Pam stand up. And then she says, and if you are willing, please raise your hand if you have not yet had the opportunity to meet and talk with this DOJ. And all of them raise their hand. Pam would have known that if she would have bothered to look back at them. And so she won't look back at them. And then Jayapal asks, Representative Jayapal, I got to stop doing that. She just has a name that's very easy to be like, Jayapal. It's a cool name. Representative Jayapal says, will you turn to them and apologize to them for not having like heard their story, for not doing the interviews, for all, I don't remember the exact wording, but it was basically like, you haven't interviewed them and you haven't gotten them justice. Will you turn and apologize to them? She won't even turn and look at them. She's just like staunchly forward and trying to, like, it looked so fucking bad. And they go, I am not going to get in the gutter with these she says it to Jim Jeffries, who famously covered for a different pedophile, by the way, who's leading these hearings. I'm not going to be getting in the gutter with them. They're like, getting in the gutter with who? The fucking victims behind you that you have just been exposed for having not even talked to? Or when, I don't know if you saw the, did you see, I think is the way we usually like, did you see when she went up against Jerry Nadler and then is basically like just not going to answer questions. And so Raskin jumps in and is like, I told you, you are going to have to answer questions directly. And she's like, you don't tell me anything, you washed up lawyer. You're not even a lawyer. But he did not back down. He's like, no, I did tell you. I was like, God damn, these liberals sometimes not looking so bad. You guys looking like you're actually trying for once. Like, keep this energy up and get us Medicare for all, please. Raskin's one of my least hated liberals. I like him. Of the liberals I hate him amongst the least. Probably because he's also atheist coded. He's in the like freedom of religion caucus and stuff. Does stuff with Andrew Seidel and shit. But yeah. There's just a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. And my girl looking so goddamn bad.
Bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I can't.
Anyway,
I can't believe it.
There is a thread in the Red Scare pod. I don't know what that podcast is. I don't know if it's good. I don't know, whatever. All I know is that the title of it, I think it might be ironic. It's got to be ironic. This is, I think, maybe like a Red Scare pod already sounds like it'd be a leftist pod, like sort of ironically. Anyway, it's Pam Bondi is so pretty. And then the title is, she's so attractive. I cannot look away when she's on TV. There's just something about her that's so alluring. Anyone else feel the same? I just came across this. It's, she looks evil. In every single one, she looks so evil. No one
feels that way. I'm so sorry.
Someone wrote, she looks like she has affairs.
She looks like she has
and fuck you.
That's hilarious.
Dude, MAGA women often look like they have affairs, and they often are having affairs. Don't get me wrong, so are the MAGA men. But it is funny how often a little bit of power. It is okay. I'm going to say something that might be kind of sexist, but I'm noticing it more on the conservative side. Have you noticed that conservative women, when they get power, tend to behave kind of like men with power? They tend to be crueler. They tend to have affairs. They tend to suddenly they need to get a divorce and break up their family. Like Lauren Boebert broke up and is having, passing out hand jobs at theaters and shit. Just being sort of blatant about, this is where I belong. This is the power I have. How dare you? It's kind of gross. It's kind of gross where it's like a little bit of power and suddenly behaves like a boy.
Yes. Correct. Well, because I think it's just like, it's not the gender, it's the power. And it fucks people up. It fucks people up heavy.
Yeah. I guess that's from 4 months ago. And so people are coming back in and be like, well, this aged poorly. And right. Somebody else is like, just like she did. And then somebody else was like, yeah, defending a pedophile will age you.
Will age you, sure.
That's oh my crazy. God, guys. I don't even know. What is this world we live in? What is
bad.
It?
I mean, it's bad.
This world?
It's big, fat, hot garbage.
Big, fat, hot garbage. I haven't actually watched it. I got to watch. Apparently, Jasmine Crockett took it to Pam, too. And I gotta watch me that one. Oh my gosh. I like Jasmine enough for a liberal. I'm probably voting Jasmine for her in the primary against Tallarico. However, I don't think she has a chance of winning. It's kind of sad because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that any Democrat has a chance of winning in Texas, but a black woman has no chance. But it kind of looks like that's probably who we're going to put up. And I already probably preferred her over Tallarico, but Tallarico maybe actually has a shot at beating the Republican. But it seems like she might win the primary, and I'll do my best. But I mean, guys, it's Texas. Like, you really underestimate. It's not just the white people that are racist against black women in Texas. Racist, a combination of racist and sexist, mind you. Unfortunately, like, Kamala Harris lost not just the whites in the last time. It's a lot of groups are not going to vote for. As I recall, especially in Texas, the only group that Kamala Harris didn't lose headway with in Texas was black women. Every other group shifted from Biden to Trump, like every other demographic. And so it might not have been, I think college educated women might have also shifted, but that would be the only other one. It's Texas, guys. We're the worst. I don't know what to tell you guys. We are the worst. We make sure that the people who would vote right can't vote. And then the people who can vote are fucking like dog shit people. A lot of them. Obviously, I'm one of the people. I am a dog shit person, but just not with my vote. So there's layers to all this.
Sure.
Anyway, final bit of news before we head to the bonus show. ICE is allegedly pulling out of Minnesota. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if that actually happens, and then we'll see what they do with it next. Because it seems like they've been eyeing Pennsylvania, which might backfire. The thing about going Minnesota is Minnesota wasn't a swing state. It had the potential to swing, but it hasn't actually swung in a long time. Minnesota hasn't. Pennsylvania is a swing state, and they really want to get crazy. ICE is trying to get uppity in Pennsylvania. That might backfire. People don't like ICE. And maybe that's why they're not going to go into swing states. They're only going to go into Republican states. I don't know.
Have you seen the free whistles that people hand out now?
I don't know. Well, maybe, yeah, I do. But we're going to talk about that on the bonus show. Thanks for joining, everybody. And come to the bonus show. Maybe the better stuff will happen there again. That was the podcast. Sorry.
Where's my right button? Oh, there it is.